NBA and the Indiana Fever did not want people to know that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for the season. I can tell you, from the very day that they decided to let that go public, everything has dropped off a cliff.
The WNBA has officially hit circus mode. Ratings are crashing, ticket sales are drying up, and now the Indiana Fever are being told, no push to play games in Atlanta. And why? Because Caitlin Clark is out. The league thought fans wouldn't catch on, but spoiler alert, they did. You're watching the whole mess unfold in real time. Here's the real question. Could the WNBA even make it through a full season without Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts in the comments. No sugarcoating here. This league is running on fumes. The numbers say it all. The second Clark season-ending injury went public, fan interest didn't just dip, it fell off a cliff. Just a week ago, arenas were packed, ESPN was bragging about record ratings, and fans were crossing state lines just to see Indiana play. Now, empty seats, quiet crowds, and TV numbers that look like reruns at 2 a.m., not professional basketball.
People were trying to hang on to the possibility this whole time. Look, so many people stayed engaged with the team because they thought the cavalry was coming. She's coming back. We're going to have a fighting chance to win the WNBA championship. The Indiana Fever and the WNBA, they knew.
And the solution is moving Indiana's games to Atlanta. Really? Atlanta? Since when does switching the arena magically fix losing your biggest star? That's not a plan. That's a panic button. Think back. When Clark was healthy, the WNBA had its golden ticket. ESPN plastered her across every highlight reel. Games with her pulled numbers the league hadn't seen in decades. We're talking millions of viewers, nonstop social buzz, clips going viral every night. The Fever weren't just another team. They were the team. Every away game felt like a home game because fans showed up for her. But here's the ugly part. The Fever and the league already knew she wasn't coming back. They held on to that info, dangled false hope, and made fans think maybe she'd return for a playoff push. Why? Because they knew the second the truth got out, the bubble would pop. And sure enough, it did. Just look at Baltimore. Almost 3,000 ticket holders never even showed up. Think about that. People already paid, already had seats, and still said, nope, not worth it. That's not casual disinterest. That's fans feeling lied to. They thought they were buying Caitlin Clark, and instead got a watered-down product with no refunds.
People felt like they were going to games thinking this team would have Caitlin Clark coming back to make a championship run. I mean, the perfect example, the game in Baltimore the other day with the Mystics. Nearly 3,000 fans decided not to show up, and they paid for the ticket.
Meanwhile, ESPN is out here acting like everything's fine. They flash year-over-year growth numbers and brag about highest averages in decades. But let's tell the truth. Those numbers were Clark. She was the headline. She was the viral clip. She was the reason for the massive spikes. Without her, you're looking at 90,000 viewers for games between teams nobody outside their own area code cares about. To put that in perspective, one of the league's big matchups pulled under 100K. That's YouTube creator territory. Some high school state finals pull bigger numbers than that. Yet the league wants to parade around like nothing's wrong. Here's the spoiler. Everything's wrong.
But before Caitlin Clark's season-ending injury, WNBA tickets were averaging $89. The moment she went down, price crashed nearly 30%, plummeting to $62 a seat. That's kind of crazy. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but obviously the biggest reason is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark literally being out, and again, she's only on one team, but a very big chunk of the total attendance in WNBA is from the Indiana Fever.
This is Kathy Engelbert's nightmare. She gambled big that the league could grow beyond one player. And now it's obvious. One player is the league. Without Clark, the WNBA isn't trending, isn't buzzing, isn't even in casual conversation. And the most laughable move of all? Shuffling Indiana games to Atlanta. Because nothing screams confidence in your product like uprooting a team just to squeeze extra ticket sales somewhere else. Do they really think Atlanta fans care about watching Indiana without Clark? Are they throwing in free food with every seat? The math just doesn't work. We've seen this before in pro sports. The NBA tried forcing certain markets for TV deals, and it flopped. Same thing here. You can't fake demand. Either fans care or they don't. And right now, without Caitlin Clark, they don't.
Arenas. So yeah, a lot of teams, whether it be the Lynx opening the Upper Bowl, whether it be the Wings, the Dream, the Sky, all of these teams moving games. All of these teams are moving games for the Indiana Fever, regardless of who it is. They all have to sell those seats. And a lot of people don't want to go, and it's super cheap. Like, it's a lot easier to fill a 10,000 seat arena without Caitlin Clark than to fill 20,000. So you're going to have to find a way to do it anyway, which is what a lot of people are going to be doing, trying to sell tickets. The seats for the playoffs, I would say the Indiana Fever playoff seats would have been, honestly, like nearly $1,000 in. I actually think had Caitlin Clark been playing, it would be nearly $1,000.
Caitlin Clark went to social media earlier today to let the world know she will not be returning for the remainder of the season. I personally believe the Indiana Fever knew that they could not keep prolonging this, because that's all they were doing, dangling Clark in front of us, having her go into all these games to sign autographs, thinking that, okay.
Let's run the numbers again. Before her injury, Fever vs. Sky with Clark and Angel Reese hit 2.7 million viewers, bigger than some primetime MLB games. After her injury, Fever vs. Mystics dragged in just 270K. Fever vs. Lynx barely cracked 1 million. And big markets like New York and Vegas? Not moving the needle either. Aya Wilson is a baller, no doubt. But if casual fans don't know or care, that's the harsh truth. And believe me, the players feel it too. They notice the empty stands, the quieter timelines, and the fact that ESPN isn't pushing their highlights the same way. Angel Reese looks checked out half the time, and she's not the only one. The reality is simple. Their paychecks look bigger because Clark exists. Without her, those checks shrink. The league's answer? Ship Indiana to Atlanta and hope fans won't notice. But that's smoke and mirrors. When Clark played, every possession felt like a playoff moment. Now, you can hear sneakers squeaking louder than the fans. That's not energy, that's silence. Take Angel Reese as an example. 1 week, she's the face of the league. The next, she's sitting out or sulking about minutes. And outside of hardcore WNBA Twitter, nobody's really paying attention. Because here's the truth. Fans tuned in for Clark, not the soap opera. The league can push whoever they want, but you can't force people to care. Sure, Aya Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier are elite. But when Clark's not in the picture, the ratings tell the whole story. 130K, maybe 200K viewers tops. That's supposed to be the future of women's basketball? If so, it's not looking bright. Now back to Atlanta. What's that really about? Optics. The league doesn't want TV cameras catching empty rows in Indiana. If you stick the Fever in Atlanta, you can comp tickets, shuffle corporate sponsors, and pretend the place is full. It's not about fans, it's about appearances. And fans aren't stupid. They see through the act. Baltimore's 3,000 no-shows? That was fans voting with their feet. The WNBA has a star problem, plain and simple. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the oxygen tank. Take her out, and the whole room goes quiet. Moving games around won't change that. It's like rearranging chairs on the Titanic. Different setup, same sinking ship. Instead of building hype around multiple stars, the league milked Clark dry and got exposed the second she went down. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Guilt doesn't sell tickets. Campaigns telling fans to support women's sports because it's the right thing won't work. People want entertainment, and Clark delivered that. Without her, the product feels flat. Other leagues figured this out. When Jordan retired, the NBA still had Shaq, Kobe, Iverson. When Brady slowed down, the NFL had Mahomes. The WNBA went all in on one star, and now the stage feels empty. So what happens if Clark isn't 100% next year? Do ratings fall again? Do more games get moved to random cities? Or do they finally admit the obvious? Without her, the league is running on fumes? The WNBA had a golden chance this summer. Viral moments, packed crowds, ESPN coverage wall to wall. Instead of building a foundation, they built a Clark dependency. And now the panic is showing. Call it what it is, the Clark National Basketball Association. Without her, ratings tank, arenas empty, and ESPN is recycling old highlights just to keep interest alive. So yeah, the league can spin numbers, shuffle venues, and pump PR campaigns. But the truth is clear. Caitlin Clark is the sun, and without her, the WNBA is stuck in the dark.